New Pack City, welcome back. I go by Lou Starsky. We're here to talk some Hawks on September 1st to 2021. And it's Wednesday. You're back with your favorite Hawks Hoopcast. We are here to fill the void, talk Hawks all year long, even in the off season. We got the preseason coming up. We got some NBA rumors that we'll be touching on. And we will definitely be talking about the Atlanta Hawks' effect on young superstar Ben Simmons. We will be getting into that. But first, make sure to visit all of our sponsors, all of our Arc Alien Designs, the Originative brand, and all that good stuff. Flickwick.com. And I guess we're going to get right into it. We got Mike in the wings. We got Eddie coming up, and we will be talking Hawks. And before they get here, some of the rumors, I don't really see any major challenges to the Hawks' rise to being like the third ranked Eastern Standard team. Here, let me bring in Mike so we can kind of start breaking this down. What's up, Mike?
Yo, what's up, Luke?
Not a whole lot. Hope you got your head right.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, we're just gonna have a kind of an impromptu show as there's less events going on in the off season goes. It's less things to really talk about, but we have an interesting off season where the Hawks made a mental impact on Ben Simmons. And that whole organization can go from a number one seed to a team that's floundering and doesn't really have the foundation to move forward. I mean, like Joel Embiid is a superstar. He's a rock star. He's probably one of the best players I've ever seen. And I got to really watch him work in a series. He's unguardable. He's unstoppable.
Yep. Yeah, it's nothing but outside of the antics and everything that we all as opposing fans hated. The flopping, what I'm saying? All of that stuff, I'm talking and everything like that, which is, also kind of part of the game,
Mm-hmm.
Outside of that, man, yeah, it's nothing but respect, man, for like Embiid's game. If you just from a purely basketball perspective, it's nothing but respect. And I mean, he gave as much as he could, what I'm saying? I know, a lot of people might disagree with, I guess, how they might have handled stuff after that game 7 loss and stuff like that. But
in what regards are you talking about there? Because that would make no sense. I mean, the man played on a bum knee. I mean, what more could you have asked from him?
That's what I'm saying. I mean, and some people disagree, like, when they brought up certain things of what was turning point in the game, and he might have said, when we had like an open basket and we didn't take it or something like that, like him throwing Ben Simmons under the bus. But like, bro, you gotta understand how like dejected the person is at that point, man.
Yeah,
especially when you got championship ambitions, and it's like, yeah, bro, like you said, you're on one leg, you're on a bum knee, and you are giving your all, you know what I'm saying? You trying, one knock against Embiid, and which is I feel like we can try and say that he's something wrong with him, is that he was wearing down come later in games, and we in a sense use that towards our strategy and stuff, but that's where he needed his co-star to like really step up. You know what I'm saying? And didn't do that job.
Like, exactly. If his co-star would have been effective at the beginning of the game and let him rest, then he could have taken over at the end. Because almost every time until you're talking about the last like minute or so of the game, almost every time that Joel Embiid wanted a bucket, he was able to go down into the post and get a bucket. He was able to flash and get a bucket. He was able to pass somebody open. He was able to hit the open shot. So I was, like I said, as far as a big man, I've never seen somebody that skilled, that dominant. He looked like he was playing Nerf basketball with some of the best basketball players that I've ever seen. It really is a marvel to watch him play. It's almost, I wonder how he can be better off two knees. It's like I just don't get how he can be better than what he was.
Yeah, man, it was both like aggravating and like, it's like I'm trying to take it in as well, because it's like, damn, he is going to work though. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but it's like, God, bro, it's like, yeah, he just Clint every time falling for, every up fake and stuff like that. But in the sense that you got to respect it because he's shooting the mid range at like a damn near 100% clip. You feel me? Like, so it's like, okay, I understand. I mean, all I would suggest to Clint then was like, stop trying to truly like leave your feet in contest. Just stay on your feet, on the ground, and like just make them shoot it over you and live with what happens. You know what I'm saying? Because you keep leaving your feet, you look like a dummy. You know what I'm saying? Now you're fouling and you're chasing and stuff. But yeah, man,
what is the level of dominance he must feel when he has the ball? Like, because when you're Trey, he has confidence. But like when we're talking about Joel Embiid, his size and skill is dominant. but
yeah.
And I don't want to harp on it too much. Go ahead.
No. I mean, no, you cool, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's just us two, so it's us back and forth. But no, you're right, man. So that's what I'm saying. So it's like we said, man, you're the number one seed. You trying to win a championship. We're Hawks fans, but like, let's not be Hawks fans for a second. Man, you playing the Hawks. Man, you supposed to be going to the Eastern Conference Finals at least. So I mean, come on, bro. Like, I understand his frustration to the point where, I mean, if you go back and look at the post-game interview, it's not like he was like just straight up per se, I guess, trying to throw Ben Simmons under the bus. Like
it wasn't until the last game that he really did.
Bro, he was dejected though. Like if you really just look back at the man's face and stuff like that, just like, just can't believe it. Like I mean, I know he had his flaws. Like I said, Gallo ripped him down the stretch, but to me, it's like, but he was attacking though. He's not
right.
Going away from the moment. That's what I'm saying. I don't necessarily mind that. Gallo made a good defensive play. It ain't like Ben got blocked or Trey made a good quick hand play and swiped it out his hand. This dude straight up ain't go for it. And all it was a little Trey that's kind of behind him. It's like,
so today we're going to talk about we're going to really kind of get into this Ben Simmons things. And I got a real question. The origin of it. Is it more mental pressure from what the Hawks were doing to him? Or is this pressure from the Philadelphia organizations and his co-workers, and that's why he no longer wants to work there?
Right now, at the moment, what you talking about? What his pressure is from? I think it's I think he's just running from all the stuff that's going negative in Philly. It's to my understanding, I wish we had a Philly representative, but how we do. Maybe from every time that we played somebody, like we dive deep into the other team's,
situation,
situation, whatever you call it, everything they got on the internet basically going on. So the notion that I picked up from them, man, like it's been going on. Like they have a civil war, they have an inner debate, and over the years it's been coming majority leaning the way of like they got to get rid of Ben.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So they already been going through it.
And I think last year what happened is that half the team was already convinced, or half the fans were already convinced that this is not going to work. Yeah. And then the other half were like, no, let's give Ben Simmons one more shot. And then that one more shot turned into the greatest debacle in Philadelphia.
Now, what happened is that Ben Simmons would become first team defense, all-star,
jumpers in the offseason.
Defensive player of the year candidate or whatever. And then people were like, yeah, look, see, and then, he completely run away from the big moment, and here he is now basically running away from a whole city once the moment get too big for him. Like,
and that's a shame because because again, I don't want to bring it back to Joel Embiid, but it's really about Joel Embiid and what are they going to do for Joel Embiid? Because you don't just get a Joel Embiid every 5 years. Like this is a generational thing for them. They have to play this right, and they have played it completely wrong to the point where nobody even has to do a deal with them. They got to pretty much cut Ben Simmons at this point.
Yeah, I feel all right. Let me read this from a Philly fan because, like I said, I guess he's in. I guess it's a leftover from one of the Atlanta sports groups or something, man. But he just hit me up saying, "Hey, man, you're 100% correct about Ben Simmons." And then I asked him as a Philly fan, he was like, "I am." That loss was very depressing. Which is I can get it. I can only imagine. I understand. But he was like,
watch Braves games.
But anyway, he said that like he tell everyone if Ben would have put up numbers like he did in the regular season, they easily win that series. I mean, we ain't had DeAndre and Cam, supposed to, you feel me? Because we missing our two guys that's supposed to be able to slow him down and stuff like that. So
So that means I agree with both of y'all because I agree with
that's
him.
what I'm saying. I can see it in a sense. That's what I'm saying. I can see it, but that would be my rebuttal to the Philly fans saying that. And I'm like, well, yeah, but we also down the two guys that basically will throw at that, But then he continued on saying like he's okay with his poor foul shooting percentage as well as having no jump shot. What he's not okay with was how he completely took himself out of the offense simply because he was afraid of being fouled. In my mind, he said that took him out of his rhythm. It's fine playing your style of game, getting fouled and going to the line. It's another thing to be standing in the corner afraid of the ball and then getting fouled anyways and sitting to the line. And that's the thing that was extremely noticeable throughout multiple games in the playoffs, that when it was getting late, second half, and say the Hawks were within any type of reach, Ben Simmons was ghost.
Are you familiar with Brett Boone? I believe there's a couple of other guys in the baseball realm where they get it in their heads and they can't throw the baseball. The most simple thing, something that they've done forever and ever. And whether it's the catcher trying to throw it back to the pitcher or just the second baseman trying to get it over to the first baseman, no matter, every time it's just somewhere different, right? Have you ever seen that? It's called the hivs or anything like that. Like are you familiar with so in a season, what goes on is a baseball player can no longer make this throw that's super simple for their body to make because of their mentality, right?
I mean, that I can understand that, but I haven't necessarily heard of that though. No.
Okay, so with that said, that's what's going on with Ben Simmons, and there is a chance that if allowed to get into a new situation in a new season, none of this will even come up again.
Yeah.
I just don't know. I don't know because there's many successful basketball players that don't shoot well, and don't shoot those well.
It is, but at the same time, though, it's not that he doesn't shoot well. He doesn't want to shoot. That's what it is, man. Mm-hmm. Like, he doesn't want to shoot, but at the same time, that goes back into the argument that I was having, and it was an unnecessary argument because, I'm going to say people are just in their feelings about John Collins, but players do what they are comfortable with necessarily doing in game and stuff like that. And to change that, they're going to have a crazy work ethic outside of it to be able to get to a comfortability to now do that in games and stuff. Like I said, we've seen too many times players do stuff at offseason and they don't do it through the season. Why? Because when you get into the real thing about it, real fire of everything like that, you're going to resort back to like what you ultimately like are and what you always been at this point at the pro level. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like that.
Do you think Ben Simmons is a gym rat or a workout guy?
Shoot, man. I don't think he's either one on really. I mean, I think he just, he go do some open runs like we see. I mean, that's about it. I don't think he necessarily, I don't know how often he necessarily hone in on certain skills. I don't know. I mean, there's reports that he doesn't, he's not a gym rat. But at the same time, though, I'm pretty sure he is compared to a normal guy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Way more of a gym rat than I am. So I can't say nothing. But I guess compared to the level of superstardom that he needs to be, he probably not on the level that he needs to be.
Man, this is such a weird situation because his talent is undeniable, but he's never won. When he went to LSU, I think they won like single-digit games. When he went to Philly, it wasn't until they got Joel Embiid that they were even relevant.
Yeah, he didn't have a turning run.
What's that?
I said, yeah, he didn't have a turning run. He didn't have a.
He didn't even make it. He didn't even make
it's not like he put up did a couple games or something like that. Mm-hmm. I mean, a lot of times, well, I feel like that should be the case. Your stars or whatever, they should get a couple games in the tournament.
I agree.
Something like that.
I think that's where, because that's where basketball shines, is the person that can take the heat and can take the pressure and become more focused and shoot even better. Those are the guys you want, and Ben Simmons has never shown that, but he has a skill set that's basically tall and strong and fast that is still good. I mean, you won't diminish that. Until he hurts a knee, he's still going to be very effective at slowing down your best player, switching on every position, playing defense. The part about the mentality, I think that his teammates not liking him and the organization finally throwing him under the bus will not allow him to be successful in Philly anymore. He's got to go somewhere else. But if he goes somewhere else, I do believe that he will be successful. I do think that there's a chance he will be successful.
You think so? I mean, the team got to really structure themselves in a sense around them though. Like the team honestly needs to be set up almost similar to the way we are, and you just
Golden State.
replacing Trey with yeah, Golden State. But at the same time though, I wouldn't play Ben and Draymond at the same time, and
No,
that's
I would
where
trade Draymond.
I don't know they'll trade Draymond, man. I mean,
Dude,
how many rings they got and what they're doing, man. I mean, it's just I don't think they're gonna trade Draymond necessarily. I don't believe that would be the case, man.
if they got, hold on, you're telling me if I'm Golden State and Philadelphia came to me and said, hey, we want to give you Ben Simmons for Draymond Green and so, you're gonna say no?
What did they offer before? Because supposedly Golden State tried to get him and Philly turned it down.
I don't think Draymond Green was in it though. I think it was.
Well, see, there you go, and but Philly turned it down though. And supposedly, when I saw it, or whatever, I was like, Philly crazy.
Like, well, Philly is crazy though. Philly's, and everybody was like, oh, that's the right thing to do to set the market high. But they kind of played themselves with the only real window that they had to really move them. They were kind of playing with the situation. And now Ben Simmons saying he's not going to go to training camp pretty much ruins anything you had as far as like a trade commodity.
Yeah, he Julio though, man.
Yeah, exactly. He really fucked them. So if they get anything for him, I'd be surprised.
Hey, bro, I'm low balling them just because. Like I was joking with somebody else talking about Travis was on the phone. I was like, yeah,
we got Gorgie Dang and Danilo.
He was like Skyler. I got Skyler Mays.
I got Skyler Mays.
He just had a good offseason. He can shoot.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, speaking of off seasons, man, what do you think are some of the better off season workouts for some of these guys to do as a second year player? Like, what do you want them to do? Do you want them to get better at their physical body at that point when they're in their first, second year, third year? Or are you looking for them to be also doing skill workouts during the off season?
I would say a combination of both. I mean, definitely a combination of both. They need to be, trying to upgrade their body at the same time. You're still working skill-wise because there's no need for you to transform your body and you be new and you don't necessarily know how to do anything in that new form.
Yeah, true. I think that's got to be a balance on these off seasons for these young guys, man, to be like, all right, what do I do, man? Your first off season, you've got to be just asking every vet, hey, man, what are you doing, dude? What do you go on vacation for a little while? Like, how long is too long of a vacation? Like,
yeah,
you work out on your vacation, like.
That's the same, but at the same time, though, man, they athletes, man, their whole life is a vacation. So it's like, I know, it's like you probably just like go less hard. Like I understand you might have a routine you do early in the morning before you even get going, and then you got another routine like 2 hours later, and then you actually got to practice, and then you hit in the gym later on in the evening. I understand the off season you ain't doing all that though, but I bet you still in the gym in the evening because at the end of the day, it's like, or at least a little bit. You in the gym a little bit. Even on vacation, so it's like, yeah, bro, that jump. I ain't gonna say it's easy, but at the same time, man, come on now.
Well, if you had it like, okay, so like in the 2K season when you're developing, you only get like one thing you can develop on a guy, right? Mm-hmm. You get like a point or two you can add to one of their skill sets, right? All right, well, we're gonna play that game with the starting lineup of the Hawks.
All right, cool.
I'm gonna let you go first, but we're gonna save Trae Young for last. But I'm gonna go with DeAndre Hunter. What slider are you moving up? Is it something physical, something skill? What is it?
All right, man. Probably like bump his up like in like explosiveness or athleticism, whatever.
Okay, I'm bumping up his ball handling. I think if he keeps getting good at his ball handling, Kawhi style, like this kid.
Yeah, I was just thinking that would be like. I try not to repeat, so I'm like, that'd probably be for JC. Anyway,
well, then let's go to JC. Let's go to JC.
That'd probably be or JC. Probably trying to bump his ball handling up.
Yeah, I would definitely bump his ball handling up.
I just saying with DeAndre, I just like to see him dunk on folk more.
Okay, so with DeAndre though, I expect DeAndre to do more of the pump fake, take it all the way to the lane. I think with John Collins, if he can pump fake and dribble out of that corner drive and then make a pass. So all he has to do is dribble like 2 or 3 just to get away and reset. Because like usually when they're running out at him and he's in that corner, their shit is chaotic. It's almost all broken down. And if he pump fakes them and gets them by, now we're playing 4-on-5. If he can just take 1 or 2 dribbles in, he's basically 4 or 5, assessing the situation, get it to the open man. That's what I want him to do.
Yeah.
All right. Clint, free throws.
Free throws. It's crazy to say this because I just saw some little stat talk about he was like, I don't know, highest percentage or most made something. I don't know, from like 2 feet from the bucket. But I'll probably, but it don't say how many of those are dunks, because you can dunk 2 feet from the goal. But I would boost up whatever it would be for him
layups.
to make none dunks. Yeah, his layups, man, his finish, because bruh, that's another argument right there. Is, man, we lost a couple games off rip because him and John started out bricking every dog thing they got around the paint, man. It's like, come on, bro. Like,
why is that? Do you think that was nerves, or do you think that they are really that bad? Because there's some players that are just bad at getting all the way to the rim and then just doing something terrible.
It's a combination of the two. It is a combination of the two. With John, I feel like it was more of a combination of the two than with Clint. Clint is a combination of probably like pressure of thinking about Embiid and like, yeah, it wasn't. It now is like not simple though. Like it's another big out here. Like we went over this. Like he had an advantage against the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? Like this. Yeah, somebody contest Clint shot against the Knicks, but at the same time, for the most point, Clint was longer than anyone that was on the court. You know, so now that wasn't the case, and that wasn't the case against the Bucks either. So I guess he was just. It's like now, I don't know. It just was in his head too much or something. So he was missing bunnies left and right. Like he thinking that his shot don't get blocked all the time or something. You know, so it's like that was the difference that I saw, and I feel like that's what it was, just because it was left on the court. So that's bothering though. It's like, come on, Clint. I don't want that to be the case.
I asked that because like during the regular season, it seemed like Clint was hitting some pretty tough layups.
You think so?
Yeah, I think I recall him hitting some double clutch, some reverses, some finger rolls.
He probably was, but that's what I'm saying. But who and what was on the court, and then playoffs are ramped up more too. So it's like it's the same thing that used to be my argument with John Collins when folks were talking about, oh, he doing woo woo. I'm like, but notice the teams or who it is he's doing this and that against. You know what I'm saying? You got to understand when it's coming. Now, when somebody is like, usually at times where like his level or greater or something like that, that's when the question a lot of times was like, okay, what is JC doing or whatnot? But yeah, it's a matter. So the thing is with Clint then, because it's not the case all the time. You know, it's like, so how is Clint finishing with length on the court? Like, what's going on? Like, you know, so and I don't know. Like, I guess I'll probably try and pay more attention to that throughout the season next year, and like noticing like, okay, this team is long. This other center, they got legit centers. How is he finishing on none dunks? Like, you know, what's going on? So that's what I'll boost up for Clint though. His like I said, his finishing, so he can be able. So and then too, we'll be able to give him the ball. Like if he had like a little hook shot or something like that, you know, good touch around the basket.
All right. So what about Bogey Bogdanovic? Assuming that he maintains his starting role over Herter.
Bogey probably
durability.
He said durability. I mean, I guess, but that's lame though. I don't want to waste nothing on that. Let's say like long, I'll probably ball handling with Bogey too. Bogey would be crazy too if he had some crazier ball handling. Like if he can really rock folks.
But he kind of does, man. He has that really low dribble. He has really deceptive because he's really slow.
He got good ball handling, but you know, I'm
just saying like when he does his layups, it's always like just away from the defender.
That's because, like I said, he's fundamentally sound. Man. He has good fundamentally sound handles.
Yeah,
I said throwing some, boost him up a little bit, give him some little flavor to it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like how
a little hezzy.
You know what I'm saying. You're not getting all that from Bogey. You know, you're not necessarily got defenders. You know, ISO getting rocked back and forth and everything like that, because with his shot too, you're like, ooh, Bogey would be crazy.
That's true. That's very true. Hold on.
I'm gonna say that ain't me.
No, that's somebody calling me. But anyways, we're back at you, NPC. So yeah, now we have Bogey. I would say, okay, if I wasn't gonna waste it on durability, I would go I would go with I don't know, is aggressiveness a stat?
Aggressiveness, nah, man. Boy's stupid aggressive. His aggressiveness already on like 90.
So we're gonna have a fun squad, man, because we got DeLone Wright now coming in, and after watching him, I just think he's gonna be one of those players that really fits what our team skill wise can do. And I see Eddie trying to come in, so everybody, all the fans of Eddie, we got Eddie coming up here in a sec. Once he fixes out, he has to call Xfinity first.
I was gonna say he made it sound like he damn. Then his name too. Damn, and one of the brother name Temptations or something like that. I don't know, but make it sound like one of 5 heartbeats. We got one of the members coming in. All the fans of Eddie.
All the fans. I bet you he's got a bunch of fans out there. He's polarizing. He's just like Damon. Damon is polarizing.
Yeah, man, them boys funny, man. Hilarious, bro.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, we're trying to get them boys in here, man, so we can get the other perspectives. Because we know,
for sure. And this is the off season. We understand,
Another thing would trip me out too about Hawks fans, man. All of a sudden, I saw a couple times, offering up a joint. I was like, hold on now. We went through too much of this arguing and stuff for some of y'all to be, I give up John Collins right now. And that's why I want to get into like the fit of it because.
Okay, we will. You're talking about Ben Simmons right now?
Yeah.
Okay. On the Hawks squad?
Yeah, I don't think it would fit. Like I feel like you had to get rid of Clint Capella too. Like,
I
feel like you need a different player.
You don't think Ben Simmons would come off the bench? You don't think he'd be a 6-man?
Heck no. That man, bro, will fight that like crazy, man. That man is not gonna go anywhere and try and be a 6-man.
You don't think? What's up, Damon?
He is not going anywhere to be a 6-man.
Hold on. Let me just set all this up for Damon. Damon, how are you doing?
24.
Hold on. Let me set this up for Damon. You doing good? Excellent. Well, we have been talking about, off-season workouts and all these other things. We've also been talking about rumors that are going on in the NBA. And we've been talking about Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid specifically. And now we were about to get into the idea of, does Ben Simmons fit on the Hawks?
Hey, I got Philly fans supporting my stance on Ben though. I just wanted to say that though.
Ben Simmons fit on. That's
What's
not
up, bro?
I said Ben Simmons. He fits on the Hawks. Yeah, he can fit on the Hawks.
But who's leaving though? That's what we're trying to, because like right now I'm saying the only way that Ben Simmons would fit on this team is on
the say everybody.
I'm saying that if Ben Simmons would take a 6-man role, the Hawks would be amazing.
Why would you pay $30 million?
Because first of all, you wouldn't pay $30 million. You'd have Philly eat about half of that.
Philly not. They don't have.
Philly not what?
They don't have to eat.
Oh, so they're just going to cut him and lose everything?
They don't have to trade just because.
Yeah, well, they ain't going to play him because he ain't.
Hey man, we ain't got no place on our basketball team for no gun-shy ass basketball players, man.
Not on the starting lineup, that's for sure.
We ain't got no place on our basketball team for nobody that's scared to fucking shoot the ball. You scared to dunk the ball at the rim in playoff time. Soon as your nuts get tight a little bit, we can't depend on you. Nah, we don't need that shit. We don't need that shit.
Bruh, read the
I'm just saying flat out.
Go ahead, Damon.
Huh?
God damn.
Go ahead, Damon.
No, I don't know what the fuck we was talking about.
We're talking about Ben Simmons being a 6-man.
Ben Simmons, you know what we talking about. Don't act like you don't know what the hell we talking about.
Ben Simmons fit on any team. Like I was saying, Philly doesn't have to trade him. Just because a player asks to trade, just because the player threatens not to up, doesn't have to trade him. Let me tell you why. Because if you was going to trade him, this is why you don't make none of your shit public. If you were going to trade him, you trade him before anything leaks out. Once that story leaks saying he's not going to report, his value plummets. That's the only reason I said make a play for Ben Simmons because somebody about to get him for pennies on the dollar.
Right. And that's the premise that we're definitely working under, Damon. We're definitely working under that. We're not trying to go out there and grab Ben Simmons because we think that he's valued right at the contract that they have him at. We think that some shit's going to have to go down for Philly to get him off of that team and get something in return.
And then Clutch Sports wants to move. He just said he want his other client, Maxey, to be traded with him. So,
that's cray.
You said what?
Whoa!
But you gonna have to give away too much to get them. You gonna have to damn near gut your team to get both of them.
Maxey,
You gonna have to gut the team.
Maxey.
Ben Simmons, Sports represented by Clutch Sports, which is Rich Paul. Rich Paul came and said, I want my other client, Maxey, to be traded too with Ben Simmons. I don't want my client up in Philly. So they even Maxey was supposed to do a thing in the community in Philadelphia, some like basketball camp. They can't.
And he stopped. So time out though, man.
Hold on real quick, Mike. Hold on real quick, Mike. I keep telling y'all, man, this Clutch Sports thing is getting really close to tampering.
That's lame, bro. That's lame, bro. I gotta hear. I don't know. I don't want to jump the gun and probably say it, but I already said it. But that's lame, bro.
What'd you say?
What they doing? Rich Paul doing? Why would I get it from the business and like stronghold and the thing or whatever though? But like, I feel like it's an unnecessary support of Ben Simmons' emotions right now. You feel me? And they going way overboard and spilling over to a player like Maxey, who's a young guy who ain't got no issues with Philly. Philly fans ain't got no issues with him. He going out there working. He even working out. He trying to get better and stuff like that. The problem is with Ben
and he fell in the draft
and his weak-minded self. And now your agency gonna basically support and going to overly support your emotions like that, and that's what I'm saying. Like that's lame, bro. Like
not only is it lame, but not only is it lame, but it's literally tampering by any other definition. They just let them get away with it because it's player to player.
I don't get that, man. There must be something else behind it or something.
No, but you got the agent, the one that's spearheading everything. They both got the same agent. So if the agent come in and say, "Listen,
it's a loophole.
We got a bad relationship with Philly and they management." Not only do I want him out, I want the other one.
Remember,
you gotta.
I understand business, but I can still say it lame though. I don't know if that's the definition of tampering. I'm just saying for how I feel from it, looking at it from a basketball perspective and a fan outside the game. I'm like, yeah, these boys starting to get to another level now with this stuff, bro. Like I don't want to start sounding like the other old heads talking about.
You gotta know more. You gotta know more detail.
That's what I said. It got to be something else because it can't just be based off of what happened and transpired from Embiid or Doc Rivers when it came to the post-game conferences. It can't be just because they shopped them around because hell, the Clutch Sports need to take Cam from us then because Travis shopping him around. Cam felt a certain way when LP was here. So you're gonna take him out of here and then say, oh, Trey don't want to be here now. We don't want them either here. So it's like, come on. You don't know enough details, Mike, to even come up with an opinion about what they got going on over there. I said that already.
You know what I'm saying? So if you don't got the details, it ain't even really no point of even trying to conjure up no opinion on it because you know what I'm saying?
Well, we might as well go into a different topic then until we get
we don't know what the hell going on with it.
But what's going on is this. Remember, a while back, I've been saying this. It's the agents that really control player movement, much less than the players. The agents, when you get somebody like a Rich Paul, right? Rich Paul, what he's doing, he's flexing his power. He's letting Philadelphia know, hey, you're going to trade Ben Simmons. You're going to embarrass my client and do all this bull crap. Guess what? Now I want my other client. That goes to show you when you make these transactions, you need, as the GM, your relationship is not with the player. It's with that agent because the agent dictates where players go. You know what I'm saying? They've been doing this forever. You can even go back to, and I think it was me and Lou talking about it. You can even go back to Kobe Bryant. That's how Kobe Bryant got moved. Where it wasn't an agent, it was more a company.
And let me say this, Mike. Let me say this right here, Devon. If Rich Paul came out and put this statement out saying, I want to move my one client and I want my other client moved out as well. One thing about clients and players, the agent works for the player. Listen, the agent works for the players. if he came out and said that, Tyrese Maxey gave him the go ahead to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Did he say as well or with him? Did he say he wants Tyrese Maxey moved as well or with?
Yeah, he said he want him involved in that trade. He want him involved in the same trade that he traded Ben in.
That's where I think it's an unfair request.
But listen, if the agent came out and made that public, don't you think the player gave him the go ahead to do it because the agent is working for the player? Yep. Yeah, that's something they done talked about that before he went out there and said it. You don't just make that statement without getting the go ahead of the player. The player had to okay that shit.
According to what Damon just said, it worked the other way around, that the agent probably went to Maxey and said, hey, we're going to try to use you to stronghold this thing. That's what I overheard Damon.
But Maxey had to give the go ahead for him to go out and do that publicly though. He ain't gonna just do that without Maxey saying, okay, let's do it. Yeah, he said let's do it, so he did it. Yeah, that's how that worked.
Because they even canceled the little basketball thing he's supposed to do up there this week. They canceled it.
See, that's wild, man. To me, that's wild. But okay, so
Maxey had okay that too. Maxey had okay everything that they involved in his name, man. He had okay all of that.
Okay, but this one now that we've gotten all that out of the way, we all agree that that's the way it is. But what we're gonna do right now is talk about how Ben Simmons fits or doesn't fit on the Hawks basketball team. So I don't think that Ben Simmons would be on the starting lineup on our Hawks. I think he would be a great sixth man. I think he'd be a good person to bring up off the bench. What do y'all think? Because he could play. What's that?
That's hard, bro. That nigga start over Bogey.
How's he gonna start over Bogey? Bogey can shoot, and he's a shooting guard.
You got to be able to shoot to play on our team, man. You got to be able to shoot to play on our. You must ain't seen our system, man. You ain't paying no attention, Devon.
Let me say something. Mike made a good point when we was talking about free agency. That boy Ben Simmons, you can say what you want about him when we played him in the playoffs, but a point that Mike was making all the time, and it holds true now. The boy Ben Simmons got accolades. He was third in defensive player of the year.
I think I may have been saying that, but
I know Mike been saying that. Weren't you saying that, Mike? He got
accolades. Well, trying to explain why JC couldn't necessarily get the full thing or whatever, but
agency. He a defensive. He was number 3 in defensive player of the year voting this year. He been on 2 all defensive teams, all NBA defensive teams. He a 2-time All-Star. So, and he has shown that when he got his head in the game, he's a All-Star caliber player. As you talk, he ran.
I agree.
He does not fit in our system, Damon. We predicate our offense is predicated on spacing.
Eddie,
our guards. If you're gonna play the guard, you're gonna have to be able to shoot the basketball. You're gonna have to be a threat in the perimeter shooting the basketball. Eddie. You can't be hesitating with the shot. You can't. We ain't got no time for all that on the mental head game shit he got going on out there. He got too much shit going on mentally.
That's the only thing I'll agree with you there, but Eddie, his talent is undeniable. He would fit on that squad.
Hey Lou,
man, look.
You go watch.
He got them same weaknesses, bro. Them weaknesses ain't gonna go nowhere just because he got some fucking accolade. Them statues and them motherfucking and them trophies ain't gonna get his ass out of them situations whenever you got high leverage situations going on like we had the playoffs. That shit ain't gonna get him through them damn situations. Hey, you see what we did to him? See what we did to him.
Hold on.
Right? Shannon Sharp made a good ass point. He said, you know what? Maybe Ben Simmons just need a change of scenery. And he used Darren Waller, the tight end for the Raiders, as a prime example. He said when Waller was with the Ravens, he couldn't get shit right. He goes to Oakland, and now he a top 3 tight end in the NFL. So we know Ben Simmons. This is what we know. We know he has NBA talent. We know he has NBA All-Star talent. We know he's an elite defender. We know he's an elite passer. We know he has an elite build at 6'10". So maybe a change of scenery could change that because he could shoot the ball. We seen him shoot the ball.
Who you giving up for him?
Huh?
Who you giving up for him on the Hawks?
Oh, let me see. Let's see. I'll get rid of that. Let's see. You can have the dude from Sacramento we just got. Oh, damn, we can't trade him yet. You can have
Gorgie Dang.
You can have all the new motherfuckers. You can have I'll give you my first round pick this year. I'll give you a pick swap next year. And then, let's see.
Let me ask y'all a question. Let me ask y'all this question.
Okay.
Let me ask y'all this question. When you see the Ben Simmons on the court and you watching him play, do you see a person that really fucking want it? I mean, do you see a guy that really prioritizes winning and really fucking want it? Or do you see somebody out there just loving what basketball could do for him?
He's the guy that's smug enough that when he wanted to terrorize Trae Young, he was very effective at doing it.
And he was begging the ref. He was in the media begging the ref to let him bully Trae.
Yeah,
let me be 16.
Exactly. He was doing a lot of bully tactics. So he does a lot of the things that somebody that does want it does. And he knows how to play the game in that other way. Because he just doesn't have the mentality because of the people around him. I think it's not that it's not his broken mentality.
I don't think the team would like him. I don't think our team would like him.
But
I don't think they like him over there.
That's what I think it is.
Ben ain't trying to come to Atlanta, bro. Like he's not trying to come to Atlanta.
I don't even think our players like him over there,
man.
I think Atlanta would do Ben Simmons good.
But I'm telling you that Ben Simmons, the way he is and his mental, though, he will turn down that. He ain't trying to come to no Atlanta.
Once he finds out that it's the biggest
enemy. Hey, we ain't got room but for one light-skinned motherfucker over there.
He ain't trying to come to Atlanta, man. Ben Simmons don't have no respect for the Atlanta
Hawks. We got room but for one light-skinned motherfucker. That's Trae.
Well, Eddie, while you on the hot seat, while you on the hot seat, where does Ben Simmons fit on the Hawks? Where do you replace him?
You asking me?
Yeah, I know
what you mean replace him? What player to replace him with?
Okay, first off, where does he fit on the Hawks? Like, how do you utilize him on this?
You have to utilize him like you utilizing John Collins. You have to put him on the block more so than you have on the outside. What you would do with Ben is let him let him rebound. He's good at rebounding. He's a good defender. But let him lead breaks. You know what I'm saying? Get him out of transition and try to just use him cutting to the hole. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to
if he came in as a six-man, if he came in as a six-man doing exactly what you just said, you don't think we become dominant?
Fuck yeah, but does he have the mentality to even subjugate himself to that type of role?
That's what I'm saying.
That's the problem.
You got to answer that question before you start talking all the other stuff. Other than that ain't happening, bro. Like number one,
that's what I'm saying. He makes too much money to put him in that kind of role.
Number one, he don't respect the Atlanta Hawks, so there's no point in even talking about that. That man ain't putting on no Hawks uniform. Number two, he ain't trying to be no six man. It's just simple as that, and that's what Trav even see him as. Man, that man ain't trying to be no man. He think he a superstar. He think he one of the best ever. You really think he finna come to a team that he disrespects and be a six man? No, that's not happening.
Right. You ain't wrong. I'll tell you that. All right.
He just mad. He just mad because how we made him look. We exposed him in the playoffs. Exactly. He mad because we showed that we pulled the draws back on him in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got a chance to see who he really is. We lowered his value. We lowered his value in that playoff last year.
Ben Simmons,
we lower his value.
Ain't respect the Atlanta Hawks since he's been in the NBA, just like every other motherfucker. Nobody respects the Atlanta Hawks. The media
not every now.
The media respect the Hawks. Okay, a whole bunch of players don't want to come to Atlanta.
I mean, fans don't. A lot of the fans don't respect the Hawks.
Exactly. So I mean, people not.
I mean, no, that's not fully true now. You know what I'm saying? Things change as far as players respecting the organization or something. Ain't nobody voice out their mouth completely like Ben Simmons and say what he said. So that's what I'm saying. I don't even know why y'all even entertaining that nigga, bro. I want him to be the opponent his whole career. I don't want to mess him up every time I see him, man. Hey, come on, man. On that. What's that?
We wasn't even a good team when he made that comment. I mean, actually, I thought it was hilarious.
Who cares, man?
What did he say? Oh, something about we was playing on the game shit with the dude.
Yeah. It don't matter.
We all playing. Yeah, you can go to the club tonight or some shit. Yeah.
But
that shit is horrible, didn't it?
You see, but I'm saying though, but you see, that's his problem though. He too busy playing the games. Carl Anthony Towns is trying to get off the sticks. Carl Anthony
that's what the fuck I'm talking about right there.
The fact that he got to schedule the game, so he trying to get off the sticks. But Ben over there being negative peer pressure, Towns, it's a hawk. He ain't got nothing to worry about. But that's because he don't work out like you do, man. He ain't trying to take it serious like
he trying to get over on being average.
So Eddie, here's the following question now as to where he fits. Who do you trade for Ben Simmons from the Hawks?
If we're gonna do a trade like that, it's gonna have to be a trade that makes sense. It's gonna have to be a trade that fit cap wise. And I have to trade. I start the trade off with Gallo. I give him Gallo. I give him probably probably have to part with either Kev, Cam, or DeAndre. You know what I'm saying? And I would probably I would lean towards getting rid of
the redhead.
Cam. I probably say Cam.
Wow, that would be. For someone that's really, that's actually a pretty fair offer and one bigger than I even thought you would do. That's a lot.
Cam from Philly too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, that would be a dream deal for Philly. No doubt about it, because they get someone that's 6'10" and can shoot. The thing is, like, if Gallo was 5 years younger and on this Hawks team,
just as well.
Holy shit! Like, Gallo's that good. Gallo was that good.
Yeah, he was a bad motherfucker, especially when he was with the Clippers.
He was all right. Good in the
but he's so slow. He's like he running in slow motion like that bitch.
He always been slow though. That's what don't really fret me about it. Like he always been slow. It's not like he got slow. Gallo
he was more athletic. Like he was with the New York. When he was New York and all that, he was more athletic than that, man.
I mean, he was younger, but at the same time, though, Gallo was still slow compared to basically his position and what he's doing. Folks can go by Gallo any day, or Gallo necessarily not beating everybody that's down the court or something like that per se. His game is more position, and he's just smart as hell, bro. You see how he still do it? Get him up off the feet. I mean, you gotta respect his pump fakes to do, and he can post. Like, he actually has skill.
He played like a Dirt. He remind me of Dirt. His game is almost just like Dirt. You know, the same kind of speed. You know what I'm saying? They got the same tempo they play at.
See,
they both
fast, bro.
do a lot of the same shit.
Dirt wasn't fast.
I got a question.
He was skilled.
I got a question. Is Gallo more exposed in the playoff or more effective in the playoffs?
He was more effective. Hell, we ain't see nothing.
He started out slow, but he came on.
He was more effective.
I thought so too. I think he's just like Dirk. I think he's more effective as a playoff piece.
He ain't finna compare him to Dirk now, man.
No. I'm saying effectiveness.
No. Dirk was the MVP, man. You got to be effective in the season to be MVP.
MVP.
I'm not trying to compare Gallo. That brought the car down. Hey, I'm not trying to compare Dirk to no.
Out of here.
They put words in your mouth.
All right. So Mike.
With Ben Simmons, we be a motherfucking elite, goddamn.
Oh, dude.
But
man, shut the hell up with that Ben Simmons shit, man. We ain't not going to.
Hopefully, Mike will play the game, but Mike brings up a really good point.
My God.
So motherfucker they can hack a Ben in the fourth quarter on our ass? Hell no.
It hack a Ben and Clint, bro. You got two people to hack.
He ain't playing.
Clint didn't shoot that bad in the playoffs. He didn't shoot that bad from the free throw in the playoffs.
Man, that motherfucker nowhere to be found against Philly and against goddamn the Bucks.
The Bucks. Once
we got Gorgie Dang to be in there.
Yeah, that helped. But I mean, but isn't Jay?
Y'all trying to make Gorgie Dang like the butt of y'all little joke. Gorgie Dang gonna be all right, man. I'm telling you now. Y'all don't know. I don't think y'all have seen that boy play before.
He wasn't joking. I
wasn't joking.
I don't mind.
Oh no, Lou. It's a sarcasm about that shit Lou saying.
No. Not at all. But Mike, if you're gonna play the game, where do you see Ben Simmons fitting on the Hawks rotation?
Probably in the game.
He said probably where?
Swag shop, have him cutting hair, some shit.
In the swag
let him shoot them t-shirts in the stands with that damn little gun.
Taco Mac or something.
Taco Mac.
With the old cheerleaders and shit.
Man, I don't know, man. Like I said, bro, I really feel like you got to move people, bro. Like, the reason why JC and stuff work, because, like, you taking away that pick and roll person, man. Like, if this fool won't even shoot, Like, and then you're not running no pick and roll. Like, that's so much part of like trades. Like, I don't like the fit, bro. Like, I just don't.
You got to damn near beg that motherfucker to shoot, man.
Hey, Mike, do you agree with Steven then?
What's that?
He says we'd be better off getting Richard Simmons.
Yeah, man. Richard Simmons gonna accept this role, man. Richard Simmons will accept this role on the end of the bench, man. So yeah, we'll be way better with him. We don't need Ben in here causing all these issues stuff. But no, he too much of a point forward, man, and not trying to score. Like, it's just simple. It's not like I said. I don't even. Yeah, you're right, bro. I don't want to play the game because we just drafted Jalen Johnson, man. Is he not supposed to be Ben Simmons? Like, he's showing that he wants to shoot, that he can pass the ball. So if anything, no, leave all that alone, bro.
Then I'll give you a bonus question. Who is the best fit in the NBA for Ben Simmons?
The best fit in the NBA for shoot. Since he want to go to a Cali team, Sacramento, send him out there and let him do what he want to.
We did cover his weak-mindedness earlier in the show.
But Sacramento ain't gonna want to trade De'Aaron Fox though. I don't know how that work out them two together. But I just say they ain't got no bigs and stuff. They can just be perimeter based probably with Ben and De'Aaron or something. And hell, they ain't got nothing going on anyway. Let them go out there and have fun.
They can move. They can throw Bagley in there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Throw Bagley, send Bagley need to get out of there.
Bagley want to leave anyway. Shit, I'm surprised Fox ain't put in a trade.
What about a position? What about a position change?
Oh, you know where he need to go? Portland, bro.
What about a position change for old Ben Simmons?
Portland would probably work though. But he want to go to a Cali team. Position change, man. He positionless for a couple reasons. He positionless for like a good thing and a bad thing. Positionless because he won't shoot. And the good things is that he's 6'10" and he can play like 1 through 4 or 5 small ball and get it and go. So I mean, bro, it's a little too much to deal with, man. And he ain't Luka or LeBron, man. So I wouldn't necessarily get bothered too much with it, man. You looking at a Philly situation, I feel like no matter what, it's gonna be some type of imbalance, man. You better off just having I feel like a traditional point guard, wing, and a center or something like that.
But if you know what I notice every year around this time, every year around the same time, he come out with these videos where they running 5-on-5, playing open gym. This motherfucker stroking threes every time. You know what I'm saying? In the open gym shit. He shoot threes, he shooting mid-range jumpers and every fucking thing. And then he get to the NBA game and act like he's scared to fucking shoot it. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like he's doing this shit on purpose.
But didn't he dominate Rudy Gobert when he wanted to? Like, didn't he like just dominate Rudy Gobert this year?
Yeah. But 42 points. Yeah, 42. Almost had a triple-double. 42, 12, and like 8.
Who, Ben did?
Yep.
Yeah, he
Ben
dominated.
Yeah, he destroyed.
What game was that?
It
was late in the season when they found out that
was he shooting any outside shots?
He was shooting threes. He was shooting free throws. He was dunking. He was abusing.
Yeah, y'all didn't see that? That was all over ESPN.
No, I ain't see the game, but at the same time,
I seen he shot like one fucking shot. I ain't seen where he was shooting like no consistent threes and no shit like that. But at the same
time, y'all never heard me say he can't shoot. I always say he just won't shoot. He refused to shoot. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's some mental shit. He got some kind of phobia or some shit.
I would slick take somebody who can't shoot before somebody who just like.
I don't know if y'all watch baseball, but I was trying to talk to Mike about like when a second baseman or a catcher gets the heaves and he can't throw the ball back to the pitcher, to the first baseman. No matter what, it just goes crazy. That's what that's what I feel more or less Ben Simmons got, and he needs a therapy. But Ben Simmons' problem is that he's still like a kid. He still acts like a kid. He's not doing any maturing as far as that goes. And he's also
if there's a motherfucker in the NBA that act light skinned, it's Ben Simmons. He got this light skin shit going on. Then whatever the what the stereotypical shit that is of that's light skin. When somebody say something that's light skin, that is Ben Simmons. That's what he did in the playoffs last year. That's exactly what you're dealing with. He got the playoff light skin with the T at the end of the end. He had light skin.
Duly noted.
That number 1 overall picks, these dudes is only 18, 19 years old. So at the end of the day, it all depends on what team and what type of leadership that you have there. Because you know what? Philly, the reason Ben Simmons does it because Philly allowed him to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
No, what's the word I'm looking for? There's no repercussions for his actions. When you get the head coach sit there and say, you know what, even if he don't shoot, I'ma still play him. Then hell, why the fuck he even gonna shoot the ball when he know he ain't
Because
coming?
the owner gonna make you play him, but the amount of money he make it, and then a motherfucker that act light skinned, if you say something to him out the way, they gonna get in their feelings, and they ain't gonna let them give you they all. You gotta be careful, but you gotta counter these motherfuckers, man.
Hold on real quick, Eddie. Demand. Is there a change in his future? Do you see that he can still get? Do you think he can still mature in that aspect, or is that a lost cause?
Hell yeah! What he needs to go to a team that has solid leadership from the coach on up to the owner, who will hold him accountable. Okay.
I think the best fit for Ben Simmons is the Lakers. He learns from LeBron James.
Well, they can't trade for him. They ain't got shit. Everybody old on the Lakers. I mean, everybody.
Philly ain't finna get nothing anyway.
Well, hell, they just give them all their damn first round picks, and they don't win now mode anyway. They don't need them picks. Fuck them, give them next 3 or 4 first round picks you got.
They don't got no picks to trade.
What they do with them?
Oh, they traded them.
I don't know where. That junk crazy, man.
So for the AD trade.
I mean, he go to Golden State. That's what I'm saying. I don't see them trading Draymond away, man. And me personally, I wouldn't have both of them on the court together. I mean, yeah, you might play some D though, but like that.
Draymond be slapping her, that boy.
But I'm saying, Draymond definitely would. Wow, I'm
he be slapping her, that boy,
man. That man, bro.
They'll get into a fight. Draymond and Ben Simmons would get into a fight.
Yes, they would have got into it, but definitely Draymond would have dunked that ball, bro. Like under the goal, only Trae Young basically behind you. Yeah, Draymond would have dunked that ball. You know, but
you know what, Mike? Maybe Ben Simmons needs somebody like a Draymond Green to be.
Yes,
bro. He needed that when he was 14, dog.
Yeah, he needed that shit early in life. He light skinned now, but he's perfectly light skinned.
Killing me today.
Sometimes it takes you a while to actually find yourself, to find who you actually are as a person. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, it go back to the point that a lot of these dudes come in the league 18, 19 years old. And, you know, everybody not going to be lucky like drafting a Devin Booker at 18, but who he had that, you know, that Mamba mentality at 18. You know what I'm saying? So a lot
lucky to get Trae.
Exactly. A lot of these 18, 19-year-old guys that get drafted don't really have that discipline because they've been coddled their whole, you know, amateur career. You know what I'm
extra coddled. Yeah.
That's why I was hesitant about wanting Trae on our team, because when I looked at him, he fit the fucking narrative of that light-skinned motherfucker that was gonna come in here, be soft and be the like a pretty boy, wasn't gonna be that tough. I ain't never seen a motherfucker that small be as tough. Last person I seen that was that tough at Trae size was Isaiah Thomas.
He's more
you know
than
what I'm saying,
right?
And he got that same. You got that same dog in him, dog.
Trey dad, dog.
Allen Iverson.
Say Trey dad. Trey dad, dog.
Trey a bad motherfucker. Mentally, I'm talking about mentally. When he comes,
Eddie though. Trey dad, your selection though. You know what I'm saying?
I'll tell you the only thing that's really bad about that.
Yeah, that white mama though.
Real quick, I'll tell you the only thing bad about that when it comes to Trey is that he's never off that shit. So when he's in an interview, he's never not robotic. So he never cuts loose. He's never just like real cool and human. Like whenever he's doing an interview, he's thinking about everything. He's so complex in his answers that
Trey, Lou.
He's like a PR firm. I watched like 3 interviews, the exact same things in all 3 interviews.
You know, like a PR dude is fucking John Collins. That motherfucker sound like somebody wrote his shit.
Nah, he got swag though, man.
No, he got personality like a motherfucker.
Personality, like he makes a joke.
John Collins.
Collins interviews.
No, Trae Young he goes into when you catch him off guard, you know when you do. Like, Trae Young has got none of that.
Especially when he wore that shirt to the interview.
Trae sound like a franchise player. He got to be very careful about everything that he do and say. He can't be all loosey goosey like everybody else.
It's a combination of that. Trae he got to slowly talk because it's in his game too. Like for somebody to be opening, you know what I'm saying, do that and shoot the ball, like, bro, you know he bound to probably slip up at tongue and say some junk, bro. You know what I'm saying? That somebody be like, oh, that's bulletin board material, but shit, Trae gonna back it up, but his teammates can't stand with it or something like that. So he gotta but Trae, like bring his talk down a bit because it's like, shit, I want all the smoke. But Let me not have my team going through so much hell.
Now, last year we had that game. We had that game last year where they ran that trap at Trey at the half court, and they was stealing the ball and shit. You know what I'm saying? Now, Trey, a fucking point guard. You've been the number one point guard of the year, I mean, in the nation, coming out of high school, and then number one point guard coming into the draft. You know how to break a motherfucking trap. You've seen it before. You've seen everything before. But he went on that interview and said we weren't prepared for that. That shit shot all the fucking blame over the
time out now. How you break the trap though? How you break the trap in full court press, Eddie? How you do that?
And they was coming at him at the half court. You got to bring your wing players up. Everybody got to space out. You know how to break. You got to pass the ball early. You can't let them get up on your trap.
Break this all.
But they run the double
then.
drag. They run the double
break this
drag.
all down though. You said you got to bring your wings up. Okay, so I wish we had footage or something like that because I don't want to say for sure or not though, but we got to make sure those things and those options was there and those plays was constructed to be there in those outlets though. And then I can say,
you got 5 players. Listen, Mike, you only got 5 players on the court. Once you see them coming up on you early, soon as you get the ball out of bounds, they're coming at you early. Your immediate thought should be, okay, let me bring my wings up to help me out. Or give me a pick on this side, give me a pick on that side. Let me use one of them to break the press.
Let me bring my wings up. Trey is Trey. He's a point guard. Like, is that not the coach job? That's what I'm saying.
It's certain things you a coach on the floor. It's certain things you should have to even look over to your coach for. It's certain things that should be instinctual with you because you've seen this shit before. You know what I'm saying? So you see the trap come to you.
Okay. Let's say this then. Even outside of Lloyd Pierce, then did we not see us almost blow game 1 against Philly once they start full court pressing us, even with the Nate McMillan? Did we not see that? So all that, I understand what you're saying. As players, they should know this and that, but obviously our young team don't necessarily. So they wasn't prepared, and we did with Lloyd Pierce had 1 full court break play, but he would never pull it out until literally the last minute or so. And
we had 1 full play. Ain't nobody got no 1 damn full court play. Ever since you got 5 different subsets that you can run off of.
Okay, that's your assumption. I'm talking about what we actually saw, bro. We did not see a successful full court break the press stuff until literally under a minute. So the coach obviously did not pull that card until then. Like he kept being arrogant or something like that. But at the same time, like I said, we saw our young guys basically screw up in game 1 with the big lead. Once they start pressing and really getting up on us, all of them was screwing up. And that's with a agreed better coach. So that's what I'm saying. Obviously, yeah, it is a little preparation type thing that goes in there, but like that's what he's saying. Trey need a PR because his butt, like I said, he'll mess around and slip off at the mouth and say some junk.
But like I'm saying, he said that shit to make Lloyd look bad. Because right after he said that, it wasn't about a week or 2 later, Lloyd was gone.
Hey man,
you know what I'm saying? Well,
Trey took one for the team. We needed it to happen.
That's cool. I mean, hey, whatever happened. It is what it is. I ain't saying that he wrong or what. One man about it. When you a franchise player, you got the pull. So if you don't want to coach there, you ain't finna fucking be there flat out. That's just how shit go. You know what I'm saying?
A dude who never made it to the NBA trying to tell all-star point guard how to play the game. Get the freak out of here, man. Lloyd Pierce is garbage. I'm glad he got up out of here.
Well, hell, if he didn't know how to break, if you are an all-star point guard, you supposed to know how to break a goddamn press, right? You can't. If you can't break no press, don't come telling me your accolades about what you done did since you've been in the league. If you know what I'm saying. No, don't go talking all big and get it with your chest pumped out. Show me you know how to break a goddamn press.
Come on, man. No, but you got though. He can get the ball. I'm saying though, but you saying all of that.
You must have never played no basketball before, Mike.
Man, you saying I never played, but still though, bro.
Hold on.
Who the hell was trying to break a press like that?
Hold on, guys. If I'm watching this, y'all are belaboring.
That's the way you're talking, though. You're talking as if Trey is the lone man to break this press, bro.
No, that's what I'm saying. He got to know what to do whenever the press comes. You got to know how to bring your wings up. You got to run off.
You can know what you can do and look, but if they trapping you when you 6 feet, man, and your teammates ain't up to get the ball, what the hell you to do, bro? That's what I'm saying. That's the coach's job to call a timeout and get on everybody.
You need to be a point guard and be a general on the floor. You're a general on the floor.
This is an
unnecessary conversation. You got to know what the hell to do.
Hey,
You don't just
Trey,
let that shit. You don't.
Trey is
Everything
safety.
is something you react to. You gotta be
Lloyd
proactive. A lot of the time on the floor, you gotta be proactive.
Trey,
You can't just be reactionary all the time.
Hold on, guys. Hold on.
2 years,
All right, man.
he whacked. He sucks. He can't coach. How the hell you know what? He couldn't call it. He didn't know what to do.
This ain't even about loyalty. This ain't about loyalty. We talking about Trey now. Trey, you want to make this shit about loyalty? It ain't about loyalty. This shit about Trey.
But that's why I brought up the game one example, because we saw that happen. That game one.
With Nate as the coach. With Nate as the coach.
Right. A better coach.
Look, the big thing is the talking sticks. When you get the big screen, you get to talk.
But that's what I'm saying. Like Nate, the game one, that's even with Nate as the coach or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, that obviously, obviously is not something that the players or something were ready to do and accustomed and ready to do. Like I'm just saying, it's obviously wasn't. So Nate,
what's Stephen Patrick just say right here in the comment? What's Stephen Patrick say right here in the comment?
I do not
agree with Stephen Patrick in the comment.
I don't disagree with that. I agree with that. I agree with it completely.
Shit, simple, man.
You do learn that, but at the same time, though, obviously these players, we see it all the time, don't do basic stuff, bro. Like we say it all the time, do we not? We always say that.
But
we always say the coach should have called a play or timeout. You put it on coaches still too. It's not just like you see the players might be not doing something right.
But hold on, for a
that only
young
take
team,
me one time to see that, not literally a whole 5-minute stretch, and we just trap, turning the ball over, doing dumb stuff. And I'm just sitting there looking like, oh man, they should have learned this in middle school.
We seen Phil let him play through adversity though. A lot of times,
Phil Jackson got
the character build.
Phil Jackson was a professional basketball player.
Sometimes the coach also just lets the guys go through that experience to see.
Damn right.
Man,
that's character building. That's how you build character.
No, they don't. Stop it, bro.
You ain't never even played no basketball. Shut up, Jamaal. I don't even want to hear your opinion.
Jackson didn't play any
damn basketball. I don't care how you talk. You talk too crazy.
Let's stay tanking.
Let me tell you something, okay? Lloyd Pierce, this was supposed to happen. As the coach, okay, you on the sideline. You got.
We talking about the game when Nate was the coach. Nate was coaching.
Yeah, I thought we were talking about when Nate was coaching.
You gotta listen. As the fucking coach, whoever the fuck the coach is, you have a of the fucking court, right? Your player, your general on the floor may not see certain things, so you are his backup. So if
he is 6 feet.
Hold on, guys. There's also the idea of winning a war instead of just a battle. You may lose a game in a series, but win a battle.
Listen, if you
see
something,
to coach these guys.
Your player might not see it. It's your job as the coach to protect him. So if I see him get about to get trapped, and I'm like, oh no, he don't see it happening, I'm gonna do something as the coach. Call a timeout. I'm not gonna sit there and say, you know what? I'm gonna let them play through adversity and watch them turn the fucking ball over numerous times. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Nah,
you ain't watch very much basketball. If you think the coaches won't let them players go through that shit, how many times have we seen where a coach will let them just sit back? He won't call no time out of nothing. They just sit back and let them do what they do. We see it all the
time. This is what's more ridiculous is that we literally just saw Nate do it until they were like almost down a point before he actually called the timeout. So he just did it. He let the whole
he did.
Probably said in his head,
Nate was rolling the dice.
Y'all can't see what I want to see, man.
Look, no.
Because it's a young team. Because it's a young team.
Let me say this though. Number one, you're right. Nate was rolling the dice. He was trying to play it, but after that happened, though. After that happened, that's the difference. I guarantee you Nate addressed it. I guarantee you. The difference is that LP would watch the jump, but it wasn't no addressing, bro. After the fact.
And that's why we have a new coach.
And that's why I could live in a situation that moment. I'm like, damn, because it is on the fly or whatever. So you trying to just make something happen, like let's just pull this out. But I guarantee you he addressed that, bro. Because at the same time, though, we saw them handle it a little better.
Well,
and they all talked about that after the fact or whatever. So, like I said, that's the combination of coaching. Like, I don't just disagree with what you're saying, Eddie. I'm just not putting it all on Trae Young. Like, bro, real talk, bro. I would hate to see Sharif in that situation getting trapped by Ben Simmons and Madison and stuff like that.
Dude, that shit looked intense as fuck. when they barely got that ball, I don't know if y'all were talking about the Philly one, but when they barely got that ball.
The only reason why people don't do it is because you get worn out. That's the only reason why you don't do it. The only time teams press literally all game is because they are just that much better than the other team and they're finna just blow them out. Yeah. But when in the NBA stuff like that, it's equal. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But you finna get, man, bro, you're gonna get worn out doing that. Like Philly just couldn't do that for 4 quarters or something. No. That's why teams can't just trap trade nonstop like that all game. Because yes, you'll get worn out. Because yes, the talent is just equal and stuff like that. So you don't see it like that. But yeah, but when it do turn up though, bro, it turn up. Everybody don't do the same, even if you know what to do. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't do it. You know how it is, bro. Especially like he might pass it. What do you think John Collins gonna do if somebody really up on him at half court and he got the ball and he trying to dribble?
That's why he ain't the one that need to be up. He ain't the one that need to be up the floor. He need to be down there up under the damn basket, running baseline to baseline.
No, you gotta
have him on baseline. You have a man and you have a man on the other side of the court running baseline to baseline, ball side. Whatever side the ball on, he running on that baseline.
What's your press breaker? What's your press breaker rotation, Eddie?
You got somebody got to take the ball out.
My press breaker rotation is you got Trey, you got Bogey, you got Kev up front, and then you got whatever big man can handle the ball the best. He in the middle of the floor on the circle. You got a wing on each side. You got Trey up under the goal. Whatever the weak spot is, you attack that weak spot with the dribble. When they come to you, you pass the ball out immediately. Whatever wing get the ball, he running up the baseline, straight up the floor. And then you know what I'm saying. Now you turn that into a 3-on-2 break because the players that was trapping in the backcourt now. You know what I'm saying. You hit that man in the middle of the court. The most important person in this drill is the man in the middle. Because when he get that ball, he gonna turn around and he gonna start a fast break. The other wing need to come and be running right beside. They need to be forming that 3-man right there, that weave right there. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I'm just saying, bro. You be disagreeing with me for no reason, bro. Didn't I just say that, bro? That's
you ain't said nothing. I'm just saying, Mike. You ain't said shit. I just said,
because I didn't go into details, bro. If you know ball, you know what I'm talking about. Bro, so you said you got to bring the man up. That's the spot I'm talking about. That's where JC would be catching the ball half court, bro. That's what I'm saying. You really think
JC can't handle the ball good enough to catch the ball. He don't handle the ball good enough to be right there in that spot.
This is why I asked you that. I'm putting
Cam every time you get that bitch try to dribble.
That's my point.
I'm putting Cam right there.
So Eddie, coach, but
Cam, DeAndre, somebody like that.
That's my point though. LP wouldn't sit there and call timeout and then take John Collins out to make the adjustment for us to kill the break in a sense like that. You saying that, and that's what I said too though. But I starting 5, who is going to be? Because somebody got to take the ball out. You know what I'm saying? You name 3 people in the front, but one of them got to take the ball out. You feel me? So then you still want 2 wings on the side. So that's what I'm saying. So your further
it's gonna probably be one of the wings. All you're gonna do is he's gonna throw the ball in and gonna assume his position over there on the wing. That's all he's gonna do, throw the ball in, then you're gonna run up on the side of the wing. So you ain't got to come all the way back down the floor. You already on that side of the floor. You know what I'm saying? So
I understand it, but you still got your middleman. I'm saying, but you still saying passes to that middleman. If that's JC at middle or a Clint, no go. So that's what I'm saying. So as a coach, then, but you ain't gonna know when the press happen. That might happen when that's already on the floor. LP would just watch that keep happening or something like that. So you as a coach, you saying that you gonna pull John Collins out and get somebody better in that position.
You're gonna have to. You're gonna have to have four ball handlers on the floor. You got to.
That's what I'm saying. I was never saying anything against that. I was just saying
your problem, you're gonna have to adjust to it because if they see that it's affecting you like that, they're gonna keep running until you stop it. And that's what you're gonna have to do. You got to bring in a 4-ball handler, somebody gonna help you break because it's gonna go from that shit being a hindrance to your offense to you being able to break that damn press and get easy points off of it. Because if they don't get the ball, if they don't stop your ball and get a turnover, then they immediately at a disadvantage because you got past them. Now it's a 3-on-2 break. You know what I'm saying?
With having Ben to trying to bring the show back to what we originally were talking about, which is that Ben Simmons. Would having Ben Simmons on your team help you break the press more effectively?
No, because he gonna get right up under the goal. He gonna kick it to the 3-point line. They gonna even shoot the damn layup. No, he would not. That's where he's a strength at. Ball handling, transition. You know what I'm saying? He's a damn good facilitator of an offense now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm gonna get I talk shit about him, but
yeah, definitely.
You know, he's damn good. If the motherfucker can get a 3-point shot, this bitch will be damn near unstoppable, man. If he get an outside shot, he'll damn near be unstoppable.
The best
if he had offense, he'll be LeBron.
I was gonna say the best thing that could happen for him is to go to LA Lakers and learn under LeBron because I think he's lacking a discipline and lacking a respect and lacking an IQ. But everything else he has.
Markel Fultz. You see Markel Fultz, he looked a whole lot better this year after he got out of Philly. He had the yips too. You know what I'm saying?
I think Philly's eating him up. I think he's one of these guys that I think he would benefit. I think he would become a much better pro for the rest of his life if he no longer played with Joel Embiid. But it could also really damage him because then he's again winning into giving into his weak-minded assness, as y'all were saying.
Yeah, man. Yeah, going back.
Yeah, they won't let him be too light skinned in Philly, man. He goes somewhere he can be all of his light skin glory, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at that clip sports story.
That's right.
Say Nate get him right. He said he think Nate will get him right, basically. I mean,
I think so too, but who you giving up?
I mean, I feel like you gotta.
We have to change our whole dynamic of what we've been building.
Yeah,
you got to give him damn near everybody. They're gonna ask for the world, man.
He's not replacing somebody, though. It's not like we're trying to upgrade a position anymore. Like, he would be changing the dynamic of how we run our team. That's why I would put him in as a second team and run the whole second team based on him.
And I don't think it's worth it.
That's the only.
Let me ask y'all a question right quick. Let's switch up the conversation a little bit. We just gave Clint that 2-year, $46 million extension.
Yeah, man.
And that's going to take them through 2024, 2025. Is that us having to sacrifice one of our wings? Because we got everybody else signed except Dre, Cam, and
It's man.
Yeah, they got 2 years, $46 million.
Yeah, I meant to say that.
He had 2 years left on his contract.
Before we did the show.
That was happened today. We gave him 2 years added on the internet.
Well, let's talk about that for a second because I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, that just happened. It just happened.
Wait,
dude, I like him at 18.
You question y'all questioning Travis?
What? I mean,
I don't know. We had to have a post player that productive in a long fucking time. Even though he did get beat up in the playoffs,
not productive.
He balled out in the regular season. He should have been a defensive player of the year.
He just a putback.
We extended our 2 front court guys. I just don't understand like when we have these wings. But I guess you know what? The fact of the matter is we know that what those 2 dudes do, and we don't know what DeAndre and Cam do yet because they haven't stayed healthy enough. So
DeAndre, I wanted Kevin to get his. I
thought Kev would get his next. I thought he would be.
I think the owner done told them, man, go out there and sign all them boys. I'll take some, you know what I'm saying, some luxury tax. I'll spend some luxury tax money to keep this shit together. Whatever they ask for, we're gonna give it to them at least for the next 3 or 4 years, and let's try to see what the hell we can do. You know what I'm saying? Because we didn't even have neither of them boys in the playoffs, really, Cam or DeAndre. And I felt like if we had them boys healthy in the playoffs, we would have won that shit. That's how I really feel.
Yeah. And I think Wrestler, he went to Wrestler and said, hey, this is our first good run. If we do it again next year, I said we put the house down, and Wrestler could have just been like, nah, go get him now. So I think we read in an article that Schlenk has a very modest approach as to when he wants to go over the luxury tax, and we haven't really hit that threshold yet.
And last year really was the first year we had them guys together, man. This is the first year that we had that collective of team, that talent together. So he done pretty much locked them in for like the next 3, 4, 5 years. With the chemistry building we're gonna do, you know what I'm saying? With the weight room work, these new young talent we brought in. I see it. We should at least be able to pull out a one ring, man, in the next 3, 4 years, man. I feel.
We gonna lose. We losing. You're gonna lose somebody though. Probably Gallo.
We know we're gonna lose him eventually. We don't want him that long.
You might lose Herter depending on what other teams think of him. Even though he's restricted, you might lose him.
Lose who?
Herter.
Don't say that too loud.
I think Herter want to stay. I don't think Herter want to go nowhere. I think he'll do what he got to do to stay here.
I think so too.
It depends. It depends, man.
We need one of them to be like that.
Because you got somebody like Herter. Herter kind of remind me like in a situation sort of like a James Harden, as far as when Harden was with OKC. Herter can give you a lot of production if he was a starter, if he was getting started and was getting a lot of time on the ball. But I mean, like I said, another team could see that and may think, Hey, let's throw him an offer out there. Not guaranteed or nothing. I'm just speculating. I'm just looking down the line because now you got Capella. You got to see when his contract ends.
He got his this new contract extension gonna take him through 2025. He got 2 more years left on the contract he on now, and then that other one kicks in 23, and that's gonna take him through 25. So we got him for 4 more years now.
How old will he be when he retires? When he is off of that contract?
About 32, 33, something like that.
Who,
He ain't but like 27 right now.
27?
Clint younger than
Yeah,
that, bro.
He's 26, 27 right now.
Yeah, he
ain't old. He been around for a while, but he ain't old.
About 26, 27.
Yeah. So he'll probably be 31.
32.
Going, yeah.
It ain't bad because I mean it's not like, well, never mind. But he's at 18 million now. Trey contract. When his new contract? It don't kick in till when? It don't kick in
next year, I think.
So he's still playing under the rookie contract?
Yeah.
Okay.
They got 1 more year on it. Now John's new contract kick in now.
Yeah,
Trey's kick in next year.
Because he played his whole contract out. So you got Gallo at 20, you got Bogey at 20. I'm just rounding the numbers. 20 and 20. You got Collins at 25. You got Trey still on the rookie deal. Clint at 18. What's that? 60, 78 mil. So we Gucci right now to the contracts kick in though. Trey contract kick in, that's gonna be what, 30?
Yeah, I don't see Gallo playing past this year with our team. We're gonna have to get that money off the books, be able to fit all the rest of that shit up under that cap. I think Jalen gonna take his minutes next year.
He's gonna be a big trade asset at the deadline because next year he'll be an expiring contract. I mean, hopefully we not trading him. Hopefully we winning games, but
he probably more valuable to us on the team than to trade him. You know what I'm saying? Because we try to make championship runs. You ain't,
could be a good trade piece because he'd be expiring. So depending on what he doing, what we doing, I'm just trying to look at the money. But like,
but you talking about looking at money versus the role on the team. You know what I'm saying? If he's the role on the team that he is playing for us is helping us beat teams, helping us be on an elite level, you're going to keep that player around and you're going to be like, fuck it, we'll deal with that shit at the end of the year. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to win the championship. You can't really just take certain players off your team and expect to just keep cruising along if they playing a major role.
If we could get Herter at between 14 and 17 million, that's easy to clear. That's easy space to get. Hopefully no other team think his ass is going to be a star and try to something crazy or silly.
Right.
But I think 15 to 17 is pretty decent for Herter.
Yeah,
I do too. But his agent gonna make him. He knows the agent gonna put in his head that John Collins shit. I'm not asking for the max, but I need to be in the max conversation.
Cam on Clutch Sports, man.
What if
I'm not asking for the max?
Give Herter $20 million a year. Yes or no? Just yes or no.
20 million a year?
What? I mean, when?
Yes or no? When his contract up, would you give 20 million a year? It's yes or no?
Probably not.
No.
Okay. Now I'm just wondering because
I wouldn't.
I'm
who Kev agent? He ain't on Clutch, is he?
Bro, let me.
Everybody could be on Clutch for it's over with.
Better tell Trey to start. You better tell Trey to holler at him.
Because if he was on Clutch, he about to leave, man.
Trey on Clutch, ain't he?
Yeah, Trey on Clutch. He ain't
Cam on Clutch too. Kev gonna leave, and then they gonna say I want all my clients to leave.
But hell, Cam ain't did enough. Cam ain't even did enough to come in that damn room and ask for a whole lot. Hell, because what the hell has he done? He ain't really did shit.
I think Trey Young being on Clutch helps us because I think Trey Young
inoculates.
I think Trey actually embraces being in Atlanta. I think he wants to win in Atlanta. So I think
I hope so, bro.
I'm hoping, let me change my words. I'm hoping he's speaking to Rich Paul like, hey, Rich, we need to get I need some. Well, we don't really need that much, but hopefully he's like, hey, you can swing some extra stuff over this way because, we clutch.
Yeah. Couldn't hurt. Damn sure can't hurt.
He gonna tell him you got Cam. You got
it could backfire though. So probably like we get you to the Lakers.
Hey, what? That's crazy though. I gotta look up that story though, man. That's crazy.
They run shit, man. That's why I said general managers, you got to have the relationships with them agents, man. You got to have. They will fuck you. They will fuck your moves up, man.
Well, kind of to wind this down and also to kind of get us on track with the whole Clint Capella news, kind of threw me off a little bit, but you know what? It's good news. You know, fuck it, it's good news. But to get some clarity on this Ben Simmons,
you don't like it? Stop lying. You don't like it. You don't like it, Lou.
Money invested in our front office, in our front line, and I just think Cam and DeAndre, hopefully they'll warrant big contracts themselves. So I'll just see how it plays out. One more
question before we go. Let me ask y'all this. One more question. What do y'all think about the knee situation with DeAndre? You think that shit's gonna be something that's gonna Brandon Roy him? You know what I'm saying? Because I've been hearing that degenerative knee shit. You know what I'm saying? And that shit don't get better.
I still have not heard degenerative knee. Last thing I heard when I was looking it up for last week's show is that he was way ahead of schedule.
He's scaring us, Eddie.
Look, man. Hold on. Last time we heard that about him being ready, he came back for a game or two and was right back out.
Because
you know what I'm saying?
Athletes compensate sometimes. And we don't even know if he hurt himself when he got bumped in the air. Athletes compensate. When they get an injury, they compensate. Maybe he re-injured it. He got bumped in the air. Maybe he tweaked it in a way that it was not foreseen. It doesn't matter.
That knee wasn't ready because his knee swelled back up. It wasn't ready, bro.
Yeah, it started back swelling up. Yeah.
Swelled up like that. It wouldn't have swelled. But what I will agree with you, though, with Lou, that I think Hunter wanted to come back and get into action. That's what I think. And I think personally, he still wanted to play in the playoffs. I think this is just my opinion. I think the organization had to shut
him down.
You know what I'm saying? I think they had to save him from himself because I think Hunter wanted to be out there. And because you don't find it odd, you just get shut down in the middle of a playoff run without really blowing your knee out or tearing something. They just shut him down.
I mean, because Bogey played. What the hell's wrong with Bogey knee? He ain't just sprained it.
I don't know, but Bogey feels expendable.
I was saying, that's crazy.
Hey, Mike, you sound like what's their name? Tony Parker. When they was talking about Kawhi Leonard. Tony Parker was like, "Well, I tore my quad." And I
mean, that's facts, though. It's like, man, shoot, they playing, but okay.
Bogey playing, shit.
Yeah, shit. I mean, we felt that whole way the whole time with Embiid because Embiid supposedly had the exact same thing. We were like, well, they in a
pain
threshold, so that's why it sucks. But they were in a championship win type mode.
I still don't be that motherfucker hurt how he played. I don't be that bitch was hurt.
I think he was, man. He was wearing down late, consistently and stuff like that, huh?
That bitch was putting up 50 and 50 on us, man. That bitch was hurt.
Man, I ain't gonna lie, that made me like, damn, bro. I don't want to see him. They talking about he wasn't hurt.
Like, motherfuckers unstoppable, bro. Like
that bitch bad, boy.
All that stuff effortlessly. I was damn.
And the motherfucker just stroking them threes, dog. Like he goddamn Larry Bird or somebody, dog. Like this motherfucker, man. I don't remember him being that cold, man. That bitch is cold as ice now, dog.
Very cold.
Hey, also look up. Remember when Kobe had his knee was fucked up. Remember Kobe went to Germany to try.
Yeah, I got that damn shit. Yeah,
regenerative
stuff off of there. So hopefully, it's a Kobe level and not a Brandon Roy level because Brandon Roy couldn't play no more. But what I found,
but with Brandon Roy, it was a bone thing that he had from when he was a young kid, and also it was a pain thing. It's like a pain threshold thing.
But no, his was bone on bone. He had no cartilage. That's why he couldn't play. He couldn't. But you can't play.
Florida need
overgrown.
But Jermaine got to get a Florida out.
It's funny science can clone a human, but they can't make fucking cartilage.
Not for us plebs, they do it for themselves.
But that's, I mean, you normally it's not 100% anyway when when it comes to science, when you put foreign objects into the human body. Like everybody don't take.
They put rods in your back.
I mean, I feel you, but I'm just saying everybody don't take though. You know what I'm saying? Everybody body don't. You know what I'm saying?
Well, no, I agree. Like I'm just saying, I don't think they even have like that available. I'm like, they can replace people hearts, do face transplant, and you can't make no fake cartilage for people. I ain't even heard of fake cartilage. Have anybody else heard of fake cartilage?
That's the one thing they haven't quite done yet. But they do have some stem cell shit that they've been doing that is not kind of it's allowing the body to kind of rebuild it back by itself a little bit. But
do it soon.
How long that take? What's the turnaround on that?
I mean, it depends on
what part of the body. You can't take HGH though when you're an athlete or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
You ain't gonna be able to take HCH, whatever that'd be called.
Stem cells, yeah, but there's people going to Paraguay or Panama to get it done. There's like some really big Texas doctors.
That's why Kobe went to Germany, because what he got in Germany, you couldn't do in the US.
Yeah, exactly. It's too experimental.
Did he? HGH don't repair cartilage.
Yeah, no, it's not HGH that they were doing.
I was just saying that because I don't know what the name would be for whatever. I just know, whatever is growing some cartilage, they'll probably ban that junk. They're like, oh, that's unfair.
And the thing that they did with Kobe is that they took they recirculated his blood, but they took his blood and they spun it, and they spun the plasma out, and then they did some crazy plasma replenishing shit, and then put it back in.
Yeah, you can't do that in the United States.
That's called blood. That's called doping.
Yeah, exactly. Anywhere else, yeah.
They do it for endurance athletes. You spin the blood, and then you freeze it, and then a couple days before the event, you shoot the blood back in you, and then you got all these red blood cells. So that's why like Lance Armstrong ass be winning all the time.
Well, guys, let's do our last takes. It's we're about.
He don't never get tired. Yeah, he don't never get fucking tired.
Hell no. Won't get tired, bro.
Hell no. But say I got cut up out of here. I'll let y'all boy.
Then I'll even let you go first, then, Mike. We'll all do our last takes real quick, and I'll do what I learned, and then we'll head out of here.
All right.
Be ready to be back next week.
What's that?
Is this time working out for y'all? We changed it up a little bit due to Mike. This time's good. It seems like later was better for most people.
So, yeah, it's about that time. I gotta do that run around, pick up kids from school time.
Damn, what time you get?
Father of the year.
What'd you say?
What time your kids get out of school?
Oh, bro, I got young, man. My oldest is in elementary school, so my oldest in like second grade, bro. So yeah, bro. So it'd be like half a day, bro.
Mike started shooting the club up late in life.
Late in life. Yeah, I mean, average time. He's a club late in life.
How old are you, Mike?
I'm 34.
How old are you?
I'm 34.
34.
Yeah.
With knee babies? With knee babies? You started late, nigga.
He was too busy playing basketball.
Hey, man, I'm from a different generation, man.
They Uber around and shit.
Different generation and had a mind, you know what I'm saying? It ain't hard not to.
Hey, I had my friend with a 27. Hey, I didn't start early neither.
Yeah, later. So I got trust me, I got cousins and stuff like that started real early, What's up?
I said, how old Eddie, how old was you when you had your first kid?
I said 27.
27.
27.
Before y'all, that's crazy.
Yeah. And say, Demond, you young. Well, yeah, I seen pictures. I think you say you look young.
Demond was shooting it up straight out of high school. He was like a damn little kid on that picture, man, with that boy in his hand.
He's stupid, bro.
He couldn't wait to get out the house.
He couldn't wait to get out.
Have a kid, bro. Shit, I was like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing with no kids.
Well, Mike, on this first September day, what do you have to say as far as the last take for your Wednesday here?
Oh, what Hawks related, man? I'm ready for preseason, man. Well, we got like another month or something. We got a month until the Trae Young his sneakers release. Definitely trying to get those. So that's my take on that. I guess that's the next thing I'm waiting on. Then we count down to that's the next Hawks event. Trae Young shoots first sneakers release. Got to get those because as Hawks fans, we don't get too often to get a signature shoe, a player shoe, and stuff like that. Like, man, how does that don't happen for us? That
didn't even have one, right?
Huh?
Neek never had one from Converse.
Nah,
yeah, he did.
He did. I was about to say the only thing he did. So I gotta look up Neek's name. I gotta look up some Dominique things. But were they signature or they were just like Hawks colorway and regular shoe?
They just wasn't called. around my way, we called him Dominique's because he was the only one that warm.
Did they have Nick written on them?
Yeah, they was like etched his signature.
Yeah,
they had it's in there. Yeah,
Reebok pump on.
Okay, and I know Mutombo had some kicks or whatever too. So
those were terrible.
You don't like them Mutombos? Classic,
they were just so tall.
Hey, they them old '90s shoes, man.
And shoes never sell. That's why you barely see big men with their own shoe. Nobody buys them.
Hey, but them Mutombos, those resell, man. Those.
Shaq claimed he sold all them damn shoes. I ain't never seen anybody with a pair of Shaqs on. Never.
When they had them old ones by Spalding.
Yeah, it was an era where nothing but kids wore Shaqs though, because I work recreation and stuff like that. But all my kids, once upon a time, they used to get Shaqs like crazy. I don't know.
I think I remember that a little.
It's just a cheap shoe, you know what I'm saying? So that was cool about him doing it though. But yeah, kids.
Remember Stephon Marbury did that. Stephon Marbury
Starberry.
Yeah, he wanted to do some cheap shoes,
which is which is cool and good. You know what I'm saying?
I bought a pair of them shit too.
Yeah. It's just the mental behind the sneakers and stuff like that. You feel me? So it's like
it's
not
slave labor.
Let's
be honest.
So people don't want to be on it.
I played one game in them Starberry shoes. Them shit went worth a damn after that.
I probably wouldn't have tried that either. But that's about all I have. Man. I'm looking forward to that, bro. And
excellent, man.
Training camp and stuff. But let me get up out of here because, like I said, I gotta start getting them stuff.
Get your don't forget to get your Matt Ryan jersey, Mike.
Oh, jeez. So we have Mr. Damon, who's playing the normal role of villain on the podcast.
Who your football team is, Damon? Who your football team is? You like the Falcons?
I'm a Falcon fan. I'm an all Atlanta fan, bro.
Mr. Damon, what are your last take? What's your last take for the show today?
My last take is this, man. Keyword expectations. This is going to be the first year since Dominique probably since Steve Smith, the Steve Smith Mutombo squad, that this team starting the season with some real legitimate title expectations. I can't wait to see how players like Trae Young handle the extra pressure that's going to come along with it. The extra attention that the Hawks are going to get now. Now we're not sneaking up on teams. We ain't just going in people's arena for nothing. I can't wait to see how we perform on Christmas. We got some national TV games because our past couple national TV games we usually wet the bed. So I can't wait to see how we perform there. But yeah, that's about it, man. I just want to see how we perform with these expectations and pressure. And year two of Nate McMillan. Can't wait to see what's going to be new, what he instills into the team, what he installs on the offensive and defensive side of the ball. It's been a minute since I've been like real excited. Like, I mean, I'm at the point I wouldn't mind putting a couple dollars down on us making the finals. You know what I'm saying?
I think it'd be a wise bet.
But that's all I got.
Get some good odds too.
Yeah. Well, I'll see you next week then, Damon.
Can you imagine if you would have put some money on the Hawks to make the conference finals at the beginning of the season last year?
Definitely would have made some money.
You be still spending it.
I'm sure somebody did. But I'll see you next week. I'll show you in the group.
Yep.
And then there was us. What's going on, Eddie?
Can't call it, man. You know what it is. Hawks all the time, 24/7.
All day. And what would you say is your final take?
My final take is stability, man. You know what I'm saying? It's the most stable this franchise has been in a long time. You know what I'm saying? It's the most when it comes to having just as far as the future to look forward to, we never had this shit like this. You know what I'm saying? We never had this good. You know what I'm saying? That we enjoying the ride. You know what I'm saying? We really looking forward to seeing what these young boys gonna end up being. You know what I'm saying? We got all our veterans locked up, the ones we want to keep. You know what I'm saying? The whole core damn there, besides DeAndre and Cam. I want to see how they get through these injuries this year. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have to avoid injury. Injury kind of was the death of us last year. You know what I'm saying? Especially when we got to the playoffs. DeAndre couldn't play. Cam came in late, and when Trey went down, that shit pretty much did us in. If we can avoid injury, we should be okay. You know what I'm saying? We got pretty much everything we need. And, you know, I'm just enjoying the stability and enjoying the, you know what I'm saying, the whole fan base, you know what I'm saying, and being lit now. Everybody got you just a whole different swag to the whole fan base, you know. We feeling better. We you know what I'm saying, we just enjoying being in the position that we in, you know what I'm saying? And now but they signing everybody up for years and years on end. It seems like we on some we here to stay shit. You know,
Yep.
and we trying to be here to stay. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to build a franchise, build the whole culture back from scratch, pretty much. Travis trying to build a shit in his image and what he saw in Golden State. You know, and
Yep.
I guess whenever he first came, that's what they coined the shit that we're gonna be the Golden State of the East, and that shit is damn near looking like that. You know what I'm saying? We got we deep as fuck. We got shooters everywhere. You know what I'm saying? We got young talent coming in that's gonna be able to carry that mantle and shit, man. Shit just looking we looking pretty good right now, man.
That's excellent, man. Stability, the name of the word or the word of the game. Well, I will see you next week, and we will talk some more Hawks, and be safe out on those roads, man.
Peace, man. Talk to y'all next week.
Yeah.
All right.
And then that'll wrap it up for everybody here. I'll get into what I learned here in a second. But first, as always, make sure to like, share, subscribe the podcast. We have a new YouTube channel, New Pack City Raps with an exclamation point at the end. Make sure to go over there and like, share, subscribe there. As always, special thanks to the sponsors, New Pack City Group, the originative brand, Arc Alien Designs, shop.flickwick.com, and of course to you, the Hawks fans and haters. And what I learned today is that Mike thinks Clutch Sports is lame, that Eddie makes pretty fair trades and knows how to break the press, and that Demond is ready to win it all this year. And you know, everybody's, especially with Demond and Eddie's comments, you know, they talked about stability and being right there, you know, we're right there. And I think it feels special to us, the fans, because we really believed in it when nobody else saw it, you know. So when Trey was picked up, when John Collins was drafted, when we made all the moves to get rid of the dead weight, we saw it building in the right direction. And just to finally have something that we believe in, you know, materialize, I think that really does build some anticipation for next year, and it also raises the expectations. So we'll be here for the whole ride. So we'll definitely be seeing y'all next week. See y'all later.